Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Matt, and today we are doing some video analysis sessions. A lot of you have been emailing asking if it's okay to send in a video for me to analyze for free. And while I don't have a ton of time to do these, I can usually only get to a couple per week. If your video looks good and if your video has a problem that is a very unusual problem, I guess if we can say that, if it's something that we haven't seen before, I will definitely put your email to the top of the pile and try to get to these as soon as possible. As always, please ignore my snoring dog in the background. My bulldog is right underneath my feet, so if you hear any snoring, that is him, not me. Just letting you know. But here we are looking at Justin. So Justin is a glide shot putter as well as going to get measured by this girl in the Finding Dory where are we here? In the Finding Dory blanket. All right, here we go. The video's kind of all over the place, and we got the girl in the Dory blanket kind of blocking everything. But let's take a look and see what Justin's doing. So I may have to move this bar around a little bit. Well, we're going to take a look at Justin. Justin has a couple of issues that I always try to touch upon with glide shot putters. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at is we can see in the back of the circle, Justin's kind of making his weight go too heavy on the left when he gets set up. So here's the beginning of the throw. Let's see it here. So beginning of the throw, Justin's getting set up. He's getting his weight over that right foot. He's doing a pretty good job. I'd like to see the weight a little bit farther. If he dropped the shot, it would probably hit him right on the toe. My goal is that if he dropped the shot, it would hit outside the circle. So you can see how he's starting to put a lot of weight on that left. See how the left is kind of going, his head and his butt and his upper body is kind of going on to the left and then back on the right. On to the left, back on the right. Just keep your weight on the right the whole time. Like now, if you were to drop the shot, it would land outside the circle perfectly. So start there. If you want to finish with all of your weight back, start with all of your weight back. So I like this start pretty good, except for that bouncing that he does. Okay? So that bouncing is something that we got to take care of. You can see here, crouches down. It's the chest on top of the knee pretty well. I want you to watch the left arm. So at this point, his left arm's nice and long. And I want the left arm to stay nice and long and pointing back at something behind the circle. So maybe there's a fence post, maybe there's a jacket on the fence, maybe there's a garbage can or a cone or something there in the background. You want to keep that left arm pointing at it. Because what starts to happen here is that Justin starts to open that left arm really early. So see how he's starting to swing that left arm around? And that left arm is kind of swinging his upper body around. Well, his right foot just landed on the circle. We're going to talk about positioning here in a second. But the right foot just landed in the circle. And look how wide open his left arm is. So we want his left arm at this point to be pointing back at whatever object is back there. Have your eyes looking back there. Have your left arm looking back there. Make sure that left arm is pointed back. And I like to see the left arm pointed back until the left foot touches the circle. So let's see when the left foot touches the circle. Boom. Right here, the left foot's on the circle. And now I want your shoulders back, your head back, your chest back, your left arm back. I don't even want to see the logo on your shirt at this point. But see how you've already opened up way too early. So that's the first thing. First thing I want you to work on is staying closed. Don't get too antsy. Don't get too aggressive to throw. I want you to actually keep your upper body back and stay patient. So left arm back, head back, chest back. Everything stays back until this left foot touches down in the front. Once the left foot touches down in the front, then you can start to whip that left arm around. Then you can start to twist your shoulders around, okay? But not until the left foot touches. So that's a timing issue. You're just opening up too early with the upper body. You got to keep the upper body back. You got to keep the left arm back. That's going to help keep the shot put back. That's going to help keep your weight back. And everything's going to improve if we do that. Okay, the other thing we got to talk about is where is this right foot? So you can see the right foot started here. Let's go backwards. Right foot started right here at the toe And you can see it's just not getting across the circle well enough. If you were to draw a perfect straight line from the like 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock here, okay, draw that line from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, it's probably going to be right there. Now you look like a tall guy, but you're not like 6'8". You're not a huge guy. So I'd want to see that right foot just inside of that midline, just inside that 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock line. Okay? So if we can get that right foot more underneath you, let's take a look. The hip would still be here, the knee would be here, and the foot would be here. And then at that point, look how far back the shot would be behind you. The shot would be so much farther behind your right foot because the right foot would be in its correct position underneath the hip. Okay? And what that does is you can see how now you have to shift weight onto your left. You're shifting weight onto your left and you're not able to pivot that right foot. So it looks like the heel is dropping as well, right there. So stay up on the heel, get the right foot underneath you, turn the right side, and push through the ground. Don't jump and throw. Now this is off camera, but you can see that you don't release it until here. Here's the flick of the fingers. Okay? You can just see your thumb coming down, that little dot right there, that little thumb coming down. Look at, you're off the ground the whole time. You stop producing power with your foot just about here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames of this video, you're not producing power as you release. But just imagine if we put your foot here instead of there. Then you'd be able to keep your foot on the ground and not scrape your toe. Keep the foot on the ground right here, and you could actually push probably till right about there. You'd be able to have your foot on the ground. You can see it. It's like this is where you're releasing, kind of is right here where your toe is. Just if you were able to keep it on the ground, you'd be able to produce power throughout the entire throw. But unfortunately, because it's so far back and your weight has shifted off of it, so your foot's too far in the back of the circle, you're shifting weight off of your foot, that now you don't have any choice but to kind of jump up and do this little crunch in the air with your stomach and kind of lean forward and push your chest forward. You can't get your hips underneath you because the feet aren't underneath you, okay? So the two big things I want you to work on here, Justin, get that right foot farther underneath you, get that right foot in the front half of the circle, and keep your left arm back, keep your left arm closed all the way until your left foot touches the ground in the front. That's what I got for you today. I'm glad Dory didn't get in the way, and I'm glad my dog seems to have stopped snoring at some point, which is weird. He's been snoring for like 11 years, but I guess he decided to stop now. So thanks for sending in the video, Justin. Any other questions, write it down in the comments section below, and I will talk to you soon.